You just wait till they stand next to each other.
Well, there's your
And then
combo.
hopefully they don't stand next to each other when they cast their Q.
Okay, so what is it, off lane Pango?
If you think about it, BetBoom are playing to try to get an extra life in the playoffs bracket.
They're going to get the root. Kiritich will... Oh, actually, the power shot making this interesting. Attempting the TP out. The blood grenade. It's not going to be enough for him to get away. Kiritich, first blood. Yeah, early on, though, Emo off to a pretty good start for the CS department. Aldi going to take a shield crash from Miero. Save with the blood grenade as well. Power shot. That's enough. It's going to be a trade as Ollie...
But now Emo has effectively expended most of his resources. GPK. Well,
oh, Electric Vortex back in. GPK pops the Fairy Fire and dies. So Emo still gets the kill even after missing the spell earlier. Miero, in the meantime, top lane, getting harassed down to a low degree. Can't get the shield crash off in time. So 2 kills for Yakult across the board.
this is... But even against Huskar, most of the time is a win.
Yeah. Emo has a bit of an XP advantage, and that's going to be important at the level 6 GPK. Well, you can see the Nature's Prophet coming in from behind. This might be another death for him. He will drop Emo burning to the ground. Ends up being a trade, but again, no XP for GPK, so 2 deaths.
Yeah, it would have been interesting if that was on the team that was against Huskar.
Yeah, might have been another reason that they actually took it is power shot comes through, not enough for the kill. But Fly gonna get dove under the tower. Save, wants to get that last right click kill. Find it, it'll be the death of him though, as Baboka makes his way. Miero immediately eats his way out of it with the quelling. Baboka very active early on this Nature's Prophet, as Beyond was beyond the laning stage here.
But it's good news for Yakult that the mid lane has gone the way it has. Emo close to getting 6. Oh, he's in trouble now though. Trying to get
the root. Save. Has the shackle as well. GPK is getting low. They're going to kill him off with the power shot. So Emo already out of the fight as GPK can continue onto Baboka. He'll get that kill. Ollie. He's just in a 1v3 and he cannot find the damage. So a huge rotation for BetBoom, and now GPK.
Oh, they're going to try to zone him off with experience. Flank play from Save.
Yeah, there's a TP coming in. GPK not quite level 6 yet. They get the purge or the root onto 2 into the shackle. GPK actually dies inside the Sprout, but they do end up taking out Emo. That was the intended target from the start. The Save will likely be the second to fall here, trying to deny himself. A good attempt, but not to be.
Getting very involved. This also does mean that the supports are actually going to be very high level in this game. When you have a bit of a kill exchange fest and the supports get to both kill and die, they will close in on the cores in terms of experience. You're seeing every support in the game right now is level 5.
Yeah, Fortune's End onto Beyond. Looks to be dead. Onto the tier 1. That was a really long chase.
Yeah.
As GPK, he has life break now, but he's outnumbered this time. Gets it off onto the high ground, dies shortly after it. That
There's
is
no time to breathe in this game for anyone.
That is death number 4 for him. Yep, those are powerful.
Yeah. Oh, they will go on him though.
They will. Life break to start things out. Pops the Stampede. There's the Global Silence as well. Gets the Hoof Stomp onto GPK, but there's the False Promise, and Beyond is dead.
Yeah, that Global's too early. There needs to be a Storm on top of him when that gets cast so they can actually get the kill. If they don't instantly connect...
Centaur Ags, I think, is going to be a relatively early purchase. We'll talk about it in just a moment. It's a zip in from Emo onto Kiritich. It's silenced by the last word at half HP, looking for a Sunder target. They gets it off at the last moment, and Emo dies as Kiritich will likely end up being traded. Save. Takes out Ollie in the meantime. That is not how it's supposed to go for Yakult.
Yes. I don't actually think Shivas is equally important when you have Oracle in the game.
Oh. Save.
We picked off.
Oh yeah,
on
it's one
Huskar.
of his weaker heroes.
He generally gets like 3rd, 4th net worth maybe.
Oh!
And then they still...
Laguna and Global used for a kill onto a support. That was an amazing Fate's Edict to block off the damage from Laguna. That's pretty big. I feel like BetBoom, especially with this Aegis,
they should
can
do
get
something
ultra
now.
aggressive now.
For sure. Atos.
Atos onto the Storm. Shackle onto the tree. GPK with the life break. The silence to follow. And death for Emo.
This matchup has changed fundamentally so much in Huskar's favor.
Totally
after
different
Inner
now.
Fire became a silence instead of a disarm.
True.
It's so much better for Queen of Destiny this game. Roll up is such an...
Well, not going to be able to use it yet because of the global silence as Miero does eventually fall. So I would like to see that get a slight nerf, or buff. Rolling Thunder from Miero. They're smoked up as they're going to run right into the silencer, although they find the Lina instead. Much bigger target, of course. Big kill onto Fly.
Whoa, Baboka,
And
what are you
Baboka
thinking?
TPing in, thinking that there was maybe a global silence to be used here. That is on cooldown for another 8 seconds. He is kill shot with the power shot.
Baboka showcasing his experience with Nature's Prophet, of course. I don't really know what that was. That was a little bit wild.
I wonder if BetBoom timed the global silence cooldown, because it was like 10 seconds away.
Could be.
Miero
Good poke on
try to
solid.
force
Great
the
Gale
issue
force.
here. Oh, the kill shot actually misses, but it matters not. They're still going to be able to kill its silencer off, and now on the tier 3 tower is GPK pushing the bottom lane in the midst of all this.
Yeah, so Emo cutting mid isn't even going to solve the problem here. This is how you avoid losing barracks, is by having Storm consistently cut mid while the enemy team's pushing, but yeah, the bottom wave's still alive, so first lane of barracks, 23 minutes.
Smoke from Yakult.
Or little baby Leshrax casting.
Needing to find something. It's an Oracle.
It's a good find. Now, if they could snowball this into another Huskar
Miero, he wants to fight though. Stampede, but the Storm Spirit, he's getting gone on. The global silence comes out to make sure that Emo can get away this time, so
GPK still has his 9-seconder ready.
oh, they're going to try to take out save, but the big life break from GPK onto the Centaur. He deletes Emo, though, just happened to be there with the inner fire going off. So the silence, again, will be the doom of the Storm Spirit. Laguna Blade deletes Kiritich, though, as Fly not afraid. GPK trying to run away now. He's going to get false promise at the last moment. Baboka is certainly dead. Fly fighting against the illusions at this point will BKB TP away. The Nightfall special gets back to base in time. GPK back to full HP. And they'll find another kill in the name of BetBoom. Baboka does actually live here.
Yeah, he survived.
That required a buyback for save.
Pump faking the TP of Prophet.
Yeah.
They know they're there.
This could get interesting. Rolling Thunder from Miero. Nature's Prophet, the recipient. Shackle not going to hit Emo, as he's actually put in the pit. And Laguna onto Miero does literally nothing, but they're going to initiate right onto GPK. But he is healing through all of this, but eventually does finally get sniped out.
Yeah, lack of Oracle. This really is about what supports have ultis ready. It's so important whether there's Oracle ulti and whether there's Global Silence.
Mid is pushing in, so see how long they can stay around here. Yeah, the initiation on the Miero. The Global Silence comes out, and that means you got to force step to the high ground if you are Kiritich. Save, Hoof Stomp, nice Fate's Edict to avoid all this magic damage. LSA holds him in place. Eventually, Save is dropping to the deck, and that's 70 seconds. That's essentially a dieback. Miero, high ground, okay.
Wow. Enter this fight. Fly.
Instant BKB, the Shackle onto the Silencer, though, so they get a lot of the spells off already. Stampede, and now Global Silence. The Rolling Thunder still doing work, though, but the Fly Lina drops to the deck. Baboka next on the list. 3 dead for Yakult. And Emo, super low on HP, does zip and TPs to base, but
I think they should give the second lane rather than buyback.
GPK,
Never mind.
there's the buyback from Fly, but the early false promise on the GPK. He's going to life break onto the Lina, getting her really low. This is going to be a dieback for Fly. The BKB doing work for GPK as Kiritich looks to finish the job. Lina out for the rest of the game in all likelihood. As GPK applying some pressure to Beyond. Emo gets back to base safely. Rolling Thunder from Miero will continue as Beyond, life broken, back to base, no buyback for him. And GG's will come out. Nice Shackle to end the game, as well as BetBoom will take game number 1, and Yakult are going to have to do a reverse sweep to stay in this tournament.
Yeah. They got there step by step for BetBoom. It never went to that really late game where Yakult's lineup would get truly interesting.
You give your team the ability to hit buildings. Kunkka made it all the way to last pick, though. It was a good Kunkka game.
I I just think it does so much. It has the lane flexibility. We'll look at a fight here first, potentially.
We sure will. Baboka, he's already low. He gets the ice shards off. No snowball to work with, and he's first blooded. GPK pops the fairy fire, dies before Beyond. As Kataomi getting low as well, but the bigger kill coming out. So what does this end up being here as the silencer drops in addition? Kiritich, blood grenade. Not often you see the blood grenade kill somebody just outright immediately. There's no actual sense in that being a part of it. Is Baboka fighting for the Lotus as Beyond doing a lot of damage to Kiritich. He has to be careful. Doesn't have Shakuchi. He's just dead. As Baboka will win the battle.
You've got the one Deluge. But I don't know if he was level 3 at the time.
Oh, is he dead? My goodness. The wind run actually killed him.
Really get ahead, but if you die once or twice, you can just fall completely flat. So him getting that singular kill is definitely very good news. Oh, Flyfly actually going to miss the
Arrow.
cleave. Still,
He's going to tick out. Flyfly gets credit for that one. Power shot onto 2. Save. Won't be able to finish anyone. Although Flyfly getting really low, so the next power shot in 5 seconds. If you can snipe this out. 2, 1, and he's going to go for it. Whoa, way off. He had vision of him,
Flyfly's
too.
going on the creeps?
Yeah, okay. Interesting. Is he actually going to die here?
Oh my god.
Oh my god, dude.
BetBoom, what doing? The bigger part about getting level 6 on Windranger, honestly, is getting closer to level 7. Kind of strange.
Oh, a snowball onto Kiritich.
No
Blocked as well. Yeah, he used it aggressively, so a second death for the Weaver.
You as a team would be hesitant to take a specific type of fight that could now potentially be unlocked. Reel in.
Reel in right now. Shackle shot.
He should be dead.
Beyond. He's going to get the Viper Strike off as reinforcements have arrived. The Weaver wants to take him out. He will. Will time-lapse back to safety as Baboka gets a nice snowball onto Kataomi. So they get the 2 supports.
All right.
Scanning.
Flyfly had the talisman of evasion on his courier, which is now killed. He's going to get roared. The boat's coming out, though. He is completely surrounded. And they even have that, whatever that neutral's called, giving them extra damage. You can hear every single proc going off as GPK takes him out.
You want to make sure you can kill the heroes when you get the jump. You already have global silence as well, so it can be maybe a little bit too much overkill in that department.
Kiritich, global silence, the zip.
Too easy.
He's dead.
Oh, there.
Yeah, well, GPK on that TA, first pick overall, top net worth in the game. Rest of his course not so great. The reel in with the shackle shot. This is going to be the death of Baboka. Bots out the smoke. Nice. He breaks up everything, gets the blink dagger off, wants to go for Ollie. The global silence coming out. The rest of his team is nearby. GPK is melting, gets punched into the air. Still technically alive in the Song of the Siren to save GPK. Will Refraction TP out? The rest of his team wants to fight, though. It's a beautiful shackle shot. Storm Spirit dead. A big boat comes in, though, from Flyfly. Deletes 2 heroes. Miero and his Triceratops, though, continuing to fight. Kiritich gets brought back with the X. And double kill for Flyfly. Now it's Miero against the world. Even his Triceratops has fallen. Slow to a crawl. Has another Axis to work with. Will use it as GPK. Yeah, he comes in. Does have to be careful with Beyond, though. And now the Radiance online.
Just doesn't happen to Weaver. Make it 6?
Yeah, possibly. Time lapse. They have the vision. They have the stun. There's no Song of the Siren to work with. They're turning it around, though. They take out Emo, the ensnare. Very clutch from Kataomi, and Kiritich will live. Double kill for GPK.
Easy bait, never doubted.
Yep, no doubt about it. Kataomi chasing Ollie now. The trap does slow him. As GPK will misses once. Does he have the Sister's Underwear? I think so.
Yeah.
Triple kill for GPK. As GPK 2100 into his. Flyfly gets off the boat. Getting slowed. And GPK making his way over the global silence. Oh, the Tusk snowball. They don't want to go in, apparently. That was a retreat snowball. He's going to get ensnared for his troubles. taken out swiftly. The rest get out, though. Thought for sure they're going to try to turn that, but probably for the best. I feel like we never see... Like, let's say somebody's having a hard game like this Weaver. I have to hold that thought. He's X'd. Might be having a harder game here pretty soon. Snowballed up. Uses the Essence Ring.
He has Manta and time left. He's not going to die.
Yep, he does. You say that. He's half HP. There's the song. He dies! Literally 3 seconds after SyndereN said he cannot die.
All right. Do you want me to put the asterisk here, or is it implied?
I feel like there's got to be some angle there that makes a little bit of sense, you know?
If you have enough damage in the other heroes, you could technically pivot.
Boca getting chased by Kiritich. Kataomi, ensnare. Well, the snowball will come first. He's going to be brought back into the arms of the rest of BetBoom, who still have the Aegis, by the way. We actually forgot about that. Feels like...
Having both dispels is completely fine. You can dispel yourself with the Greaves and then an ally with the Lotus. It's also good against Viper.
Or GPK actually gets to the high ground. E-Blade, or Ethereal, onto the Silencer to stay alive. Emo focusing all his pressure onto the Glimmered Miero. Doesn't have vision any longer. And GPK with the BKB and running away. Kataomi gets off his images, but that is all he's going to do this fight. Dead. And Song just came up after that, too. Unfortunate timing. His save getting pursued even further. Nice shackle onto 2. This Storm is out of mana right now. There's not much follow-up because both supports dead for BetBoom. Another X. Kiritich. Is this going to happen again? Time lapse is a little bit early. The TPs are coming from the buyback on the Windrunner, but they lose the Weaver. My goodness, this is a very messy fight. Roar now onto Kiritich. Right clicks from GPK, but he's getting controlled now. He's getting extremely low. No Aegis to work with any longer. Down goes GPK. Roche can spawn at any time. Of course, BetBoom knows whenever that Roche spawns.
This is... Oh, he missed it.
He missed it. Swarm comes out, going to connect on 2. Save. Gonna get the Atos. They're gonna continue to try to go on top of Beyond. It's gonna cost Save his life, but if they can get this Viper, it's gonna be worth it. Hurricane Pike though from Beyond. He's way far away. Kiritich cannot catch up any longer.
Just yet another instance where you see the Weaver damage be top net worth minute 28.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Up Kiritich. Uh-oh. He cannot afford to die here.
He doesn't have Manta ready.
Attempting to TP out. He's just gonna die. So another death to the Weaver's name. A long poke. As Beyond will be able to claim the tier 3.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
As there's the zip-in Emo.
Oh, that's a good shackle.
GPK, shackle onto 2. Where's the follow-up? Nothing. Just the swarm.
It did force out the Ghost Ship, though. This might be disengage time for Yakult soon.
They can try to burn this Aegis. That's what it's all about. Another beautiful shackle onto 2. The double power shot. They're going to be able to get the Miero with the initiation onto Beyond. He's dead. Fly. Looks like he's going to be reeled into their base. That's going to be life number 1. And now he's separated from his team. Meanwhile, on the backside, Kiritich does get off the time lapse. Fly. He's still something to fear, despite not having anybody near him. He's going to pop the BKB. His Emo focusing now onto GPK. Gets off the refraction, though. And there's the song to try to save him, but Fly has the BKB along with Emo, and they burn through GPK in the end. Emo, though, he's out of mana. He gets dropped, and nice shackle shot again from Save as Fly. He's left to his own devices as the Silencer is going to fall next. Can he stay alive here? Doesn't have the BKB. It's all about the chase. Kiritich, he'll have chase for days with this Shikuchi. As Kataomi with the Greaves allows him to use the Ensnare again. And now Save with, feels like his 20th shackle in this fight alone. And Fly, you can see how hard he is to take down. Gets off the boat on top of all of that, but the power shot finishes the job, and BetBoom somehow win the fight.
And the biggest winner in all of this is Weaver. He gets to start playing soon.
Another roar. Global silence, but the Tusk is already dead. Beyond wants to try to take advantage of this silence timing. Emo jumps in onto Save the BKB TP for Miero. And that means they'll have to settle for the support. Of course, the support is what destroyed them in that last fight. Yeah. Likely will feel very good for Emo, but entirely.
Yeah, we should have that for neutral camps in general. They should just stop spawning.
Oh, Miero, big roar. The silence is going to do nothing. Emo just gets insta-gibbed.
Was he, did he do perfect spacing there on Kataomi? Because they did kill the Roche while he was singing, right?
Yeah, they did.
Maybe
Kataomi
Mega Space. I do
getting
not
chased. X brings him back. He's going to pop the Greaves, but will drop despite not having the Aegis. Beyond, we'll focus on the range barracks first. We'll get it. Gale Force, though. Oh, they got a Shackle as well. That's a lot of damage on the GPK. That's life number 1 for him. Kiritich gets off the time-lapse in time, along with the BKB. Might have to go heal, though. And Beyond doing quite a bit to GPK. They're going to force out his BKB now. Spaces out nicely. Naga Siren has arrived as the ensnare with the reel in. Kunkka. Swarm to follow. They actually going to lose this barracks? Nope, they're going to get the roar off from Miero. Pops the BKB. The snowball very short-lived. There's the roar onto the Viper. Now all the focus onto him. He's dead. Fly. GPK has to be careful. Pops the Refraction. Gets the Hurricane Pike off as well. Torrent's going to hit a couple of heroes as Fly. Continuing to pursue GPK, but the Song of the Siren will stop him in his tracks and heal his team. Only 2 members of Yakult up, and likely not for long. GPK can keep the distance. They destroy the Kunkka, and Silencer follows suit. All 5 dead for Yakult, and they're going to force some buybacks here. 34 seconds for the Storm.
GPK now has his level 25 talent, which is huge on this hero.
All right, Boat coming for Kiritich. He's very low, gets off the time-lapse in time. And now the 2 more buybacks coming out from Yakult. Kataomi with a nice ensnare. Shackle shot. Emo's not going to connect fully. Pops the BKB. Tidal Wave onto 2 heroes. Save getting quite low. Now the Global available if they need it. So Save the only casualty here for BetBoom. If they can get out with everybody else in this rune.
Song of the Siren affecting Roshan. So I cannot say.
Smokes are going to combine here. The roar comes out. The Global Silence as well. BKB in time for Miero. They're going to get the Tusk right off the bat. Kiritich gets the time lapse off in time. And now Fly looking for some sort of connection. A beautiful Shackle shot again onto 2. As Beyond getting bounced around like a ping pong ball. He will drop to the deck. Song of the Siren. Uh-oh. Kunkka has left the premises. 2 remaining members of Yakult. Emo has to burn the BKB. He is taking tons of damage despite having all of this. But still, with the refraction on GPK.
Yeah, you just do nothing to the TA.
Oh, gets a big crit onto Kiritich. Time lapses it off, though. Now the Shackle onto the Kunkka. GPK and company focusing all their efforts on him. Miero comes in with the roar and the Divine Rapier on the deck. Save of all heroes. Will take it. Global Silence to follow. Another double Shackle from Save for the road. As Emo barely gets back to base, that is Mega Creeps in favor of BetBoom. And the Song of the Siren placed. As this is GG for BetBoom. And they're going to be tied for 2nd place, I do believe, as Yakult, unfortunately, had some really entertaining games, had some really good showings, will be out of the tournament, SyndereN.